Hello, this video demonstrates the functionalities of accounting module and is brought to you by Nepro Business Solution. Here we can see the menus where accounting is there. I have installed accounting module. These are the sub menus in an accounting where we can see customers, suppliers, bank and cash, journal entries, charts, periodic processing, reporting and configuration. These are the groups of menus. Here we can see customer invoices, customer refunds, sales receipt, customer payment and customers. Same with the suppliers. Then in bank and cash we get a bank statement, cash register. In journal entries we get all the journal items, journal entries. In OpenERP we have a chart of accounts where we get all the list of accounts in an hierarchy order. So that is chart of accounts. Same with the chart of taxes. We get the list of taxes which are there in an ERP. Periodic processing where we can see the reconciliation, then recurring entries, draft entries and other stuffs like post journal entries and all. Then in reporting we get the legal report and generic report. Legal report, in that legal report we get the profit and loss statement, trial balance, balance sheet, general ledger, financial report, which are the legal report which we have to submit to the government. And in journal we get journal, general ledgers, general journals, sale and purchase journal, centralizing journal. These are the journals. And generic report we get partners, partner balance, partner ledger, aged partner balance. In taxes we get the tax report. These generic reports are for the HODs or the head of departments where we get the analytical reports of this accounting. In a configuration we can set the periods, the fiscal year, that's a financial year. The starting is most probably 1st April and the ending is 31st March. These are the periods. We can set the periods in month wise or a quarter wise. Here we get the configuration of journals, accounts, taxes, financial report and other miscellaneous things. So this is a basic overview of accounting. Now let's see how the accounting gets affected by each and every entries. Let us purchase something. So I'm purchasing. I'm creating a purchase order. Create. Okay, I'm selecting supplier, demo supplier, sale person. Let's take an example. I'm selecting 15-inch LCD monitor. I'm buying one quantity. Clicking on confirm order. Okay. This order got confirmed. Now what I'm doing, I'm just opening this accounting in a new tab so that we can easily see the entries. These are the customer invoices. Now I'm buying, so I will get a supplier invoices. So I'm clicking on a supplier invoices. You can see we got one invoice which is in a draft stage. The moment I clicked on confirm the order, I got this invoice over here. Now from here we can click on the receive invoice or we can go in supplier. Here I'm clicking on this accounting supplier invoices. I'm clicking on this invoice. It's in a draft stage. If I'm looking to a journal entries, I'm opening journal entries in the next tab. Okay, now I didn't got any journal entries over here for my particular item. So the moment I validate this invoice, it will automatically populate a journal entries in a system. So I'm validating this stuff or this invoice. Now after validating, if I'm looking to a journal entries, I'm clicking on this list view. I can see one entry automatically got created. It's an automatically created entry, that's why the status is posted. See, the partner's demo supplier is a creditor, so I'm using an account as a creditors, and the name of a product which I'm buying from that supplier is in an expenses, so I'm using expenses account, so creditors to expenses. Here we get the invoice. On this invoice, this entry got populated, so creditors having a credit balance right now and expenses having a debit balance, because this is a credit sale till now. So this entry got populated over here. Now when I'm paying this, so in a supplier invoice, you can see the stage of this invoice is in open stage. It is not paid till now. So if I'm opening this and I'm marking it as a pay, so now the cash transaction will come in place. I'm selecting cash or bank, anything you can select. So suppose I'm selecting a cash. The period, the accounting period is 2014 is a financial year, and the period is X07. Now X07 is a period which I have configured in my system. This X07 is a 7 month, so I'm marking this period, or I'm maintaining the period as per month. The payment date is this, supplier paid amount is this, I'm marking it as a P. So after paying this invoice, you can see in a supplier payments, I have paid 800 to this particular supplier. The entry got populated in this journal, and the payment will create one journal entry in my system. Here you can see cash journal entry for demo supplier 800. Now this is the unposted entry. You can see creditors account. Now it will get a debit balance because we are paying to the creditor, and the cash account will get credit because cash is a real account, and as per real account rule, credit what goes out. So this is the entry which will get populated. Now this is unposted entry. If this entry is confirmed by us, we can post it. So I'm marking it as a post entry. So in a journal entry, we got this entry 800 800. So this is created by creating an invoice, and this entry will get populated by paying to the supplier. If supplier refund is there, then we get the entries over here. If I want to refund anything to the supplier, I'll create a supplier refund. I'll select the supplier over here. Here we can select the fiscal position if we have. If we do not have, then no need to select fiscal position. That's a financial position of our organization. Payment reference, journal, expense credit not journal, account is creditors, obviously this person is a creditor. Which invoice I want to add? The product is 17-inch LCD monitor. Let me check out the product, which product it was. And a purchase order, it's 15-inch LCD monitor. Okay. So I'm selecting deleting this. Again I am adding an item. $15 LCD monitor, it got populated. Now I'm clicking on a save. So this is a draft refund. till now the refund is not there. If I'm clicking on validate, it will mark it as this refund is created. So if I'm going into journals or journal entries, it will create a populated entry, expenses credit note journal. So this is a supplier refund, I'm paying this, so it will create a cash outward. We are paying this, or this is a refund amount, that's why the paid amount will come in a minus sign. It's a negative amount. We are paying this in the same period. So after paying this, you can see journal entry, it will create a negative amount entry over here. Demo supplier cash journal, so I'm marking it as a post. So this was the reverse effect which we have created. So same goes with the customer too. If I'm creating a customer invoice, then customer payments and customer refunds, everything is same in customer too. There's a purchase receipt. When the purchase receipt is confirmed, you can record the supplier payment related to this purchase receipt. Now it is same like a supplier payment or supplier invoice. This receipt is basically with the every product where we have no need to provide any taxation or anything kind of that. So it does not contain any taxing, but it's a memo type thing. Our receipt is a memo, it is not a proper invoice, it's kind of a voucher. So at this moment you can create a voucher if the product is non-taxable or it does not contain any tax effect. For that we can create this receipt voucher. Now let us see the cash register. This cash register is a petty cash register where we can set the daily in and out of cash, the basic or nominal in and out of cash. We can create a cash register. The journal will be obviously a cash journal. I had created a cash register, I'm saving this. So this is a cash register where we get the cash control box. These are the unit of currency which will get automatically populated. This is a bank register where we can put all the periodical entries regarding our banks, bank transaction and everything. We can create a bank statement. It is just a bank reference book where the replica of passbook will be there. It will be with us, so we can easily refer which transaction has been happened from our bank account. So we can put it, we can confirm it, and we can compute it over here. We can create a reference amount, invoices. So the moment I will click on import invoices, so all the payment done from the bank journal, it will automatically populate that invoices to the transaction. I think I don't have any invoices right now. Yes, I don't have any invoices because I have did a cash transaction. If I did a bank transaction, it will automatically import all the invoices in a transaction. So it is similarly like this only. Now let's see the chart of accounts and chart of taxes. I'm clicking on a chart of accounts. In a chart of account, there is a fiscal year which we have to select. Here we can select the posted entries or all entries. So suppose I'm selecting all entries, open charts. So here we get the chart of accounts. It's in a hierarchy order. As I said, the top hierarchy is a balance sheet and profit and loss account, and in a balance sheet we get an assets, we get a liability, in an asset we get a fixed asset, net current asset. So all the transactions happened in the journal entries will automatically get populated in this chart of account. This is a financial account review, you can say, for this year, financial year 2014. Now let's see. This is the hierarchy is completely in a proper order. The main code is important. This balance sheet having code as an X1, profit and loss having code as an X2. So the lower value or the child of this x1 will have a code beginning with x1. So now assets having code as an x1 and the code for asset is 0. So x1 represent its parent. Same with the liabilities, x1 is a parent and 1 is a code for liability. And now fixed asset is a child of asset, so the code of asset is x10. So fixed asset will have x10 and its own code is 0. So now the proper code will be x100. Same with net current asset. If the hierarchy will goes down and down, we have to enhance the code as per the parent. So the code will be simple. It will be inheriting the parent code plus it will be adding the index of its own, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of this. And here we get the list of chart of accounts. Then in chart of taxes, we get all the taxes entry. We have no tax code right now. No taxes configured. That's why I'm not getting any taxes, because we didn't created any taxes or we didn't created any entries having taxes. So that's why I'm not getting any taxes. These both the things like accounts, taxes, journal, we can configure from a configuration. Here if I'm opening an accounts, here we get the accounts. If we have any extra account, like suppose I want to create an account, so I can create it where we have to put a code, account code. As I said, the account code will be in a hierarchy manner, so the parent account code plus your child account code will come over here. Then account name will be there, it will be a proper account name. Parent, we have to select the parent for this particular account. Internal type can be view. View means it will be containing an accounts, not the values. So here we can select a view if it is a view type of account. Regular means a general account. Then receivable, if the account having a value or a property as a receivable, we will mark it as a receivable. Payable, will mark it as a payable. So all the receivable will come under the income side of the balance sheet and income side of the profit and loss, and payable will come under expense side of all the variable. Then profit and loss statement. Liquidity, it will come under the liabilities and asset side, the liquid assets. Consolidation and closed, so we can mark it as a closing account if we have a closed account. Then account type, internal type is only for internal reference, and account type is the proper account type, like it's an asset view, liability view, expenses, income, cash, bank, receivable, payable. These are the actual views. If it is a tax account, so we can mark it as a tax. So this is account type. Active, we can mark it initial debit balance and initial credit balance. Default taxes if there. Then allow reconciliation. If the reconciliation is allowed, then we have to mark this reconciliation. All the reconciliation will be handled from reconciliation chart. Or we can simply load a chart of accounts. OpenERP provides one chart of account. If we are loading it, this is an Indian chart of account which I have loaded. So I got all the accounts created, pre-created, you can say. Then all, as I said, reconciliation will be over there. If automatic reconciliation, it will automatically reconcile all the entries. If the entries are there, it will, we have to add the invoices. See, these are two entries, receivable and payable. If we want to reconcile these accounts, we have to select it, we have to add it, and after adding, it will come over here. We have to put a reconcile, and we have to give a write-off amount. Write-off amount means if there is a difference in amount, that difference we have to keep it over here, and we have to mark allow write-off, so it will automatically write off the thing. And the write-off amount we have to show in a different account. Take an example like discount account or the write-off account, we can say. Manual reconcile, if we have to manually reconcile the things, then only we can create a manual reconcile, because we don't have any unreconciled items, so we are not getting any items over here. Then there is a period configuration, which is quite important. Accounting period or a financial year. If I am opening a fiscal year, this is the fiscal year on which I am doing entries right now. So these are the fiscal year entries. I have created periods. As I said, I have the monthly periods. So I have created a monthly period for the fiscal year 2014. We have to create a new period. We can create, suppose we have to create a period for 2015. I am creating a fiscal year for 2015, fiscal year 2015. Start date, end date. We can give a code FY15. The start date will be C. Right now we are following a fiscal year system or a financial year system. I'm opening periods, fiscal year. Now this is the fiscal year which is open right now, so all the accounting entries will be happen from this particular date. So we are following the January to December system, so I am creating a next fiscal year as per the January to December system. So I am selecting January 2015, 1st Jan 2015 will be starting date. Ending date will be 31st December 2015. So this is my fiscal year. I'm saving this. Here we get the option create monthly period, create 3 monthly periods. So I'm creating a monthly period, so it will automatically generate 12 accounting entries or the 12 periods for the month wise, and the one will be the opening period. It will be for the one day only. Start period and end period will be 1st January. So here in an opening period we can set up all the accounting entries of last closing period. So I have 2 fiscal years, one is 14 and another one is 15. So then as per the periods we can configure the journals. We have seen accounts. Now in journal we can configure journals. These are the stock journal, bank journal, check journal. These are the journals which are already there. After loading this configuration data or account configuration, we got this journal. We want to create a new journal, so we can create a journal. There will be a journal name, journal code, journal type. It will be a seal journal, purchase journal, seal refund, purchase journal, or opening closing situation, or a general. General means any other journal we want to keep. The user, then centralized. There is a centralized counterpart, skip draft state of manual entries, check date in periods, group invoice line. These are the entries where we can put it in a journal. These are the journal configuration. Then let's see the reporting part. Here we have a legal report, accounting reports. Suppose let's see the trial balance first. We want to put a filter, we can put a filter for this year. Chart of accounts, all posted entries, and click on a print. I got the trial balance. See, it has created a trial balance. Here we got all the details: chart of automated testing, balance sheet in a hierarchy order, profit and loss account, income, revenue, expenses. See, in a profit and loss, I want to print the profit and loss account. All posted entry or all entries we can select. So suppose I'm selecting all entries for a profit and loss account. Click on a print, open. See, this is the profit and loss account. Expenses will come in a minus. This is an income, this is an expenses. $8,800. Two invoices have been created. One is for 8,000 and another one is for 800. So we have paid to the supplier. That's why the expenses are 8,800. This is the income. Same with the balance sheet. Balance sheet, all entries. You can see the vertical balance sheet over here. This is the balance sheet. Liabilities and assets. This is a talent balance sheet. Liabilities will reflect in a minus sign. We can configure it in configuration. And this is the asset. There are some other reports: general ledger, financial reports. These are the journal. You want to see the sales and purchase journal. So we have declared the sale and purchase journal. Starting period will be, suppose I want to see the journal from 1st to 31st, 1st to 12th, let's say. So these are the periods. Between these periods I want to see the journal entries, all posted entries or all entries. I'm selecting all entries. We have to add journal. Which journal should come? So I'm selecting expense credit, expense journal, sale credit. So these two for purchases and these two for sales. You can see purchase, sale, purchase refund and sale refund. I'm selecting all the entries. Click on a print. So I can see the journal ledger. See, this is the journal. I have sold these and these things. There is a sale journal entries. This is the sale journal entry, and over here we can see the journal demo supplier. See, 8,800 and 800. We have sold 17-inch LCD monitor and 15-inch LCD monitor. This is the journal entry for debit and credit things. This is expense credit note journal. We have refunded to the supplier 15-inch LCD monitor for 800. So this is the journal for that. So these are some reports in an accounting. Then there is centralizing journal. There is a generic report for partners. Like I want to see the partner balance. So here we can see all entries, print. So if we have any partner means it can be a supplier, it can be a customer. So I don't have any partners pending entries, so all the receivable accounts will come under this. For all these journals, these are the journal code for this particular financial year 2014. So here is a tax configuration where we can select a tax. We can put a tax, or to create a tax I can create a tax. Suppose VAT 15 is a tax name. Tax code will be VAT 15%. It will be a percentage. So now suppose I want to define a 15%, I have to write 0.15. OpenERP maintains 15 like this, or the percentage in a decimal point. So we have to write a 15 like this. If it is included in price, we can mark it included in the price. If not, then we can mark it not included in price. Then there is an invoice configuration, which invoices should have this tax account and all. So I'm marking as C. This is a basic in tax configuration. So this tax got created at 15% flat. So in taxes, we can see my tax got created. Here is a fiscal position. If you want to create a fiscal position, this fiscal position is basically related with the budget. If you want to create a fiscal position for a particular account, we can create a fiscal position for particular taxes and accounts. So if we want to set a tax fiscal position, we can select it. Basically it get automatically populated from fiscal reports. There's a financial reports, account reports are there. These are the account reports: profit and loss, income, expenses, balance sheet. We can create or we can edit the reports. These are the reports which get populated from the system. These all reports come under reporting. Over here we can get the general report, trial balance, profit and loss, balance sheet. These are the reports which are configured in a configuration. In a miscellaneous, we have payment terms. These payment terms are basically populated while the payment of customer or supplier. When we register any payment, there is a 15 days, 30% advance, immediate payment. These payment terms comes when we sell something, or if there is a sale order. Take an example, I'm creating a sale order. This is a sale to invoice. Suppose I'm selecting this, I'm creating an invoice, create and view invoice. So the moment I am creating this invoice, I'm validating this invoice, register payment will be there. I'm click on the register payment. So your payment method will be there. So I'm selecting a payment method. I'm click on pay. So now in the payments we can see the cash journal entry over here. This was a payment term for this particular sale order, and over here if we are maintaining this payment terms, these payment terms are belonging to the shops. If I am selecting any payment terms, this was the immediate payment which we have selected or which we have entered. Over here if we are creating any payment terms, that payment terms will comes under shop setting. If we are selecting any shops or we are creating any shop, at that point of time this payment term will be there. If I am opening any customer, there will be an accounting configuration for each and every customer. Here you can see the accounting. Here we can see the payment term. If particular supplier have a 15 days payment term, we can select the 15 days payment term, 30 days advance, 30 net days. So these are the payment terms which come under supplier as well as a customer. So every customer have different payment terms, every supplier have a different payment terms that we can select over there. So this is something basic or the overview of whole accounting menus and settings. Same we have seen with the supplier point of view, we have a customer point of view where we can select the customer and we can set all each and every particular things regarding customer. Now if we have created any accounting entry or a journal entry, we cannot delete any entries because OpenERP restricts that. If the entry is there, I want to delete this particular entry, click on a delete and click on a delete. It will say user you cannot delete a posted journal entry because the entry is already posted. You cannot delete the posted entries. So thank you.